Okay, so I have decided to try an ASMR video because I really enjoy listening to them, and I just kind of am curious about what making one would be like. I'm just going to try reading a little bit from a book called The Enneagram, Understanding Yourself and the Others in Your Life. I got this from a charity shop for £1.99. It's a subject I've become quite interested in recently, and I've read a couple of chapters so far. I'm going to read from the section about the type 4 because that's the number that I am. And the name that they get in this book is The Tragic Romantic, which feels a little bit dramatic for my tastes. Let's see. So, the dilemma. 4s remember abandonment in childhood, and as a result they suffer from a sense of deprivation and loss. Their inner situation is reflected by the literary prototype of the tragic romantic who, having attained recognition and material success, remains steadfastly focused upon the lost love, the unavailable love, a future love, and a picture of happiness that only love can bring. To understand this worldview, you need to project yourself into a state of mind where decisions are based as much upon the shifting chemistry of mood as upon the perception of actual facts, and where conversations are remembered as much for their feeling, tone, and innuendo as for whatever words were actually expressed. So I definitely relate to that. I'm often checking in with people to make sure, how do you really feel about this? I know you just said, I know the words that you just said logically should tell me that you're fine with whatever's going on, but how do you actually feel? Do you really want to do this thing? It could be something as simple as, what shall we watch on TV? And if someone says, yeah, I'm happy to watch that, I listen to the, yeah. I'm like, oh, that means they don't want to watch it. Or it means they're not really passionate about watching it right now. So I get, confused. And from childhood, I remember feeling very moody and sad if I felt like somebody close to me didn't want to spend time with me, or if I sensed that they would rather spend time with someone else. I didn't like that feeling of being unwanted. It felt like it really stung, even from a young age. So, I remember that. Yeah. Depression is a frequent mood. It can bring life to the kind of halt where days are spent in bed, the mind regretfully attached to some unalterable past mistake. If only. Attention locks, like a record needle stuck in a deep cerebral groove. If only I had acted differently. If only there were one more chance. I can definitely relate to to this. There's definitely like this depth of feeling, especially with sad feelings. I'm noticing the picture is a bit out of sync with the audio, so I'm just going to close down a whole bunch of things. I did this very spontaneously. So let's just close everything down. Put everything down that I don't need. So we'll see what happens. Let's just do one a little bit more. Fours are unanimous in their understanding of the black mood of depression. Some accept it fatalistically, succumbing to prolonged periods of self-isolation. Others fight their depression through hyperactivity, staying constantly on the run. Still others channel their emotions through a profound artistic exploration of the shadow side of human experience. The fours quoted in this book have known depression, but they also describe a mood called melancholy, which is attractive to them, like a twisted emotional refuge that springs from loss and pain. So I am a songwriter and musician, and I definitely feel like music and writing have really helped quell some of that fourness. Like it is very strong in me, but I think some of the people that know me would be surprised, and they have expressed surprise when I've said I'm a four, because sometimes I don't present as a four, especially if you look at that name, the tragic romantic. I don't often come across like a tragic romantic. If you know the Enneagram, I probably come across more like a 9. And if you're aware of the tri-types, I believe that my tri-type is 496 or 469. And I think the songwriting is a part of that because I have learned to channel all of that melancholy into songs. If you were to listen to a whole bunch of my songs, it could be much more obvious that I'm a 4. But I love being a songwriter. I don't think I would change it. And yeah, I was just intrigued to make an ASMR video and see what it's like. I'm just using my inbuilt mic on my laptop. I'm using my inbuilt camera. Just intrigued to see what happens. So yeah, I'll leave it there. Maybe see you next time.